mum could see me now. I am Ian Tant, and I'm here to speak up for planning. I want to use my presidency of the Royal Town Planning Institute to talk about the importance of planning and the importance of planners, chartered town planners, planners with the rigour of training and professional standards that the RTPI demands and supports. And I want to talk about the joy of being a town planner, the importance, excitement, and frankly fun that comes from being involved in such a broad-ranging career. Planning matters. It's about finding the right locations for homes, jobs, services and infrastructure. It's about meeting needs whilst ensuring these sit in high-quality places. It's about coordinating the delivery of development with the provision of services on which a good standard of living depends. Homes with access to schools, jobs and shops, businesses with access to the workforce and infrastructure, particularly transport systems that make them work. Great and healthy places with the appropriate expectation of design quality in buildings, the urban environment and the open spaces around. Planning is the one tool we have as a society to enable this coordination. Society loses out when we weaken this ability to coordinate, when we undermine our ability to plan. We inherited from our forebears the gift of a Town and Country Planning Act that withdrew the right to develop land. This simple change gave society the ability to make conscious decisions about where development should take place and to control change to our cities, towns, villages and countryside. It gave us the ability to plan the right change in the right place, to respond to pressures in a considered manner, to ensure resilience in the face of climate change and other environmental forces. If we have this gift as a society and as communities, why wouldn't we use it to manage change and to deliver development? That's why planning matters. And planners matter. As a profession, we're essential to making conscious choices about the changes we face. We are the enablers for clients, councils and communities in steering change. We do so on the basis of rigorous educational requirements, both in qualifying and in our continuing personal development, and of strict ethical demands set out in our code of conduct. Whether we work in the public or private sectors, we do so within an art and science which has at its heart the public interest. It is in the public interest to achieve great buildings and places in which to work and live. It's in the public interest to ensure that we have the right number of homes, workplaces, parks, gardens, accessible countryside, and all available to raise our quality of life and to safeguard against environmental threats. That's why planners matter. We should be proud of our role as a force for good in society. And I want to speak to our future generations of planners, to our pupils and students. I want them to see that planning matters, that it deals with important issues for society, our communities, the economy and the environment. It's hard work, but that's a reflection of how much it matters. Planners need to maintain both a breadth of vision and the ability to delve into detail. It takes real effort to pursue detail while keeping an eye on the horizon. But it deals with so many things that are critical to addressing great environmental issues and meeting the needs of communities: health, wealth, global warming, flood risk, historic and cultural conservation, archaeology, the quality of our built environment, transport innovation, and the opportunities in emerging digital technologies, amidst so much else. I came into planning as an environmental scientist. I was looking for a career that would enable me to find a practical application of my learning. I found in planning a career in which I never ceased to learn new things from the wide array of related professionals that contribute to creating designs, conducting environmental assessment, and securing decisions. I found a career that matters, I found a career that provided me with routes to success. Planning is not a profession that's inherited. With one or two notable exceptions, planners don't come from families of town planners. They come from a host of backgrounds, as they should if they are to be able to understand the communities they serve. We need to work hard to broaden the diversity of those coming into the planning profession, both in terms of their backgrounds and through widening the routes to qualification. That's why the new apprenticeship scheme is so vital to the future of the profession. It's a measure of the openness of the profession that the son of an engineering draftsman and a shorthand typist, both of whom incidentally left school aged 14, could become the senior partner of one of our leading consultancies and be elected to the president of the institute. I'm so fortunate to have chosen this profession and for the profession to have chosen me. I want amidst all of this to reflect the joy of being a planner. There's a joy in doing great work and seeing the results in new homes, new places, and conserved and enhanced environments, both built and natural. There's a joy in doing work that matters to people and communities. There's a joy, and there's fun, in working amidst teams of dedicated, knowledgeable people. The fun often comes from casual humour, the sort that enlivens meetings, as well as the gentle comedy that relieves the most serious of public inquiries. And some of the comedy is intentional. The quips and jokes that barristers use to counterpoint their sombre cross-examinations and speeches. Much, however, is accidental, and it arises from the idiosyncrasies of human behaviour. I could give examples, but I know I'm being filmed. It's in team working that the greatest joy arises in planning. I have been so fortunate to be the member of fabulous teams with inspiring colleagues, many of whom have become firm friends. My first planning team was a group of 8 postgraduate students taught town and country planning at Manchester University. 2 of the 8, plus myself, are here today, and one is our new Vice President, my friend Sue Mans. My second team was one of young guns, creating the first local plan for Broxbourne Borough in Hertfordshire, inventing a host of new policy ideas, some of which persisted, but most of which were halted by the cautious words of the one older member of the team. The caution usually ran along the lines of, and I should at this point point out that he was a pipe smoker in the days when people smoked in offices, quick puff on the pipe and the comment, "We tried that in Essex in 1955, and it didn't work then either." Plan making this team, and at that time, was an exciting and creative process. The adopted plan is the cornerstone of the planning system, and as professionals and through our lawmakers, we need to resource and empower our local plans, and we need to empower our local plans teams in order for them to maintain this freshness, innovation and excitement in plan making today. I moved on to teams at Hertsmere in Hertfordshire and Wokingham in Berkshire, deepening and extending my knowledge of planning before joining the private sector in Barton-Wilmore. I was invited to join by the last person I could call my boss, who quickly became my business partner and for all this time has been my friend, and Gareth Kaplan. I worked amidst great teams of partners, a number of whom are here today, and I worked with colleagues in fluid and creative project teams, mixing planners, transport and drainage engineers, landscape architects, ecologists, archaeologists, architects, urban designers, and a host of contributors to environmental impact assessments, project design, and planning reports. All of this has been a lively mixture of hard work and fun. And all these people and team members have contributed enormously to my learning, my enjoyment, and my career. I want future planners to recognise that this can be their experience too, in this great profession of town and country planning. Now I sit within another great team, the presidential team at the RTPI. The team works closely with our Chief Executive, Victoria Hills, and her team of dedicated staff. The presidential team, formed of the President, Vice President and immediate past President, renders me so lucky to be alongside two great friends, Sue Mans and John Akers. John, it's been a phenomenally busy year. You've met so many people, visited so many places, relaying and demonstrating your passion for planning. I just hope I can keep up a fraction of your pace and commitment. Finally, I must mention my home team. My wife Elaine and my sons Ewan and Alistair. They have formed the rock on which my career has been built, and they've endured so much as this overachiever races busily along with his mind elsewhere, occupied by new places, new projects, new ideas. All I can say is, thank you, and I'll see you next year. There's an exciting year ahead for me. I'm looking forward to meeting many planners and exploring plans and developments across the UK and Ireland, as well as in the USA, Canada and Australia, all on the agenda. We have a number of significant anniversaries to celebrate. The 70th year of World Town Planning Day and of the first national parks in the UK. The 60th anniversary of our Royal Charter. It's the 50th anniversary, as John's already mentioned, of the Skeffington Report and its important messages about public participation and engagement. And the 40th anniversary of your President and Vice President qualifying as town planners. And I'll need to take a little time out in October to celebrate the 40th anniversary of mine and Elaine's wedding. As Trudy Elliott tells me, the most important thing about being president is to end the year still married. Now, amidst all this positivity about planning, I don't lose sight of the fact that we face challenges as planners, not least as a result of the shortage of resources within local planning authorities. By and large, they lack adequate investment in the planning service and sufficiently senior leadership to ensure that the benefits of planning are recognised and resources allocated within councils and their leadership teams. There is also an urgent need to reinforce professionalism for local authority planners, with councillors and chief executives acknowledging the importance of promoting and securing chartered status for their staff. And this isn't a challenge just for the public sector. The problems facing local planning authorities rebound seriously on the ability of our private sector colleagues to deliver their client demands and to address society's needs. We all have a shared imperative to enhance the resources of local planning authorities and to increase the regard for professionalism within them. Equally, we have shared challenges ahead in Brexit and in potential economic, social and practical issues that it raises for our communities, our councils, our clients and our colleagues. I share the responsibility to ensure that planning and the environmental protection and conservation that it engenders stay high on the political agenda in the coming years. But these challenges shouldn't make us lose sight of the great work, the great experience, the great friends and the great purpose that comes from a career in town and country planning. Let's remind ourselves of the critical importance of what we do. Let's tell the future generation the great news story of what lies ahead if they follow in our footsteps into planning. Let's all speak up for planning. Thank you.